This is the homework helper for the conversions worksheet. So the first question there is asking me to convert 40 inches into furlongs. So what would be ideal here is if we had a conversion in the chart that took me directly from inches to furlongs. But of course, as you can see, the only way I can get into furlongs is to go through yards or to go through miles. So obviously I do not have a conversion that takes me directly from inches to furlongs. So with that said, since that does not exist, I'm going to have to get out of inches and do a couple different steps to get to furlongs. So let's go ahead and start setting this up. So we'll go ahead and set up our T-chart here. And remember, when we set up our T-chart, this bottom left box here is always going to be blank. And this upper left box is where we're going to put whatever it is we're starting with. And what we're starting with here is 40 inches. Now over in this next set of boxes, and remember we can add more T's onto the chart as we need to, and we're going to need to, but we always want to cancel units diagonally. So we know something with inches is going to go down here, and whatever else is in the conversion that I pick is going to go up here. So if I look up here at the chart, the only conversion that has inches in it is this very first one. So that's going to be the conversion that I'm going to put in the first block of the T-chart. So that means 12 inches is going to go down here, which causes 1 foot to go up here. Now again, the reason that's so is because units cancel diagonally. The only way I can cancel out a unit is if I place something matching it diagonally. So with inches up here, I have to put something with inches down here to make that diagonal cancellation happen. So as you can see, now I've got feet here, but remember, my goal is to get the furlongs. So now I would want to look for a conversion that has feet in it, but that would also have furlongs in it. But again, as we know, the only way to get the furlong is to go through yards or to go through miles. Well, that's not going to get me there from feet, so we're going to have to use a second conversion. But again, as you heard me say in the instruction today, a lot of the conversions you need on this worksheet happen to be right next to each other, and indeed, the second conversion will get me out of feet, and as you can see, it's going to take me feet to yard, which does work because the next one is going to get me from yards to furlongs. So, I've got 3 feet in a yard, and so that's going to be in the next block of my T-chart. And what, again, I have to remember is units are going to cancel diagonally. So if I know I want to get rid of feet, which I do because my goal is to get the furlongs, since I have feet up here, the other foot thing is going to have to go down there to cancel. So I'm going to put 3 feet down there and 1 yard up here. And we're going to see feet canceling diagonally, and now I'm left with yards. All right. So, I'm stuck in yards now, but again, my goal here, my end game, is to get to furlongs. And that shouldn't be too bad because that's me using this conversion here, that 220 yards is a furlong. So, let's go ahead and fill that conversion in here now. Again, knowing that units cancel diagonally, my 220 yards goes down here. And the reason I know that is because the yards are going to cancel yards diagonally and leave me with 1 furlong. And as you can see now, the only unit we have not crossed out is furlongs, so I am where I need to be. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and multiply across and divide. So I've got 40 times 1 times 1 times 1 in the numerator, which is 40, and 12 times 3 times 220 in the denominators there. All right, well, that means with the bottom there, we're going to have to do a little bit of multiplication there. The 12 times 3 you can do without, 36. But 36 times 220 is a bigger number. We've got 7920. So I'm going to take 40 and divide by 7920, and that's going to give me my answer in furlongs. And when I divide that, I get 0.005, and that's going to be furlongs. 0.005 furlongs. Remember, the way we know we see this working, and the way that will always help me, unless I make a multiplication mistake, is to watch those units cancel diagonally. Because as I watch those units cancel diagonally all throughout the problem, the one unit I'm not going to cross out is the one I'm supposed to change it into. As long as I do that successfully, I shouldn't have any problems. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at one more question here on the homework. And that question here is going to be number 4. number 4, we're converting 6,000 grains into stones. And you can see I did not use G to abbreviate grains there, because grains, as you know, is the abbreviation for grams. So I don't want to use G to double abbreviate here, especially when we know that that has an entirely different meaning.